welcome to the channel, folks, or welcome back if you've been here before. I'm Don. This is Rockin' the Country. We do non-pop country music reactions here. Could be Western, bluegrass, Cajun, just non-pop country. I'm doing a gift request from Jacob Herricks. And so, Jacob, shout out to you. Hell of a year. And the title of it made me think, because today's April 15th, tax day. Everybody's got that on their mind. So I don't know if that's what the reference is. But Parker McCollum, and Jacob is down in Texas. Jacob sent me this shirt a while back. Thank you on that front too, Jacob. So Jacob's down in Texas. He loves the Texas musicians, music scene, red dirt, and all that. So I'm guessing this is going to be Texas red dirt. I'm just guessing. Go. And it may have nothing to do with April 15th.
I could have been right, was probably wrong. So many nights wishing I could go home. It's been a hell of a year.
This can't be good.
It's been a hell of a year.
Shit.
Now my heart's out of love, I fell out of line. I swore that I'd never leave again, and I lied. It was the weight of the world, you set me free. You can't sleep alone, and you ain't sleeping with me. Been a hell of a year. It's been a hell of a year.
Saw how he's going Miranda all over the place. Kerosene was her song.
Now you hate how I live, go up to come down. I smoke you away and then you drink till you drown. How was it meant to be then? It ain't meant to be now. I loved this home, but now I hate this house. Been a hell of a year.
I like the way he's singing this. I like it a lot. I'll get more into it afterward, but just the way he's just staying straight in the pocket. It's not quite a monotone, but he has emotion. He's feeling it, but he's numb almost.
It's been a hell of a year.
It's falling apart now. That was interesting right there.
It's been a hell of a year. How did you see that who I was ain't who I was gonna be? I could have been right, was probably wrong. So many nights wishing I could go home. It's been a hell of a year. It's been a hell of a year.
Don't do it, bruh. He's gonna do it. That was predictable. was hoping he wouldn't do it. Yeah, I mean, yeah, that's one of those songs. I mean, you see when I say we do non-pop, there's nothing pop about that whatsoever except the pop in the heart. That's it started out beautiful, wonderful, and she's just wearing the comfortable flannel clothes, which you just love. I know as a guy, just I love that when my girl wears that. What guy doesn't? But then so it just shows there's a comfort and acceptance, a love, and that's how it began. That's how it always begins generally. And then things start to go wrong. They argue, which was depicted of them in the kitchen where she was like, terse hands and all that stuff. But interesting lyric though, tied into the song because she saw who he was and I think saw who he would be or become. And in this case, that's a bad thing. That he was going to become a bad thing. But then by them breaking up or her breaking up with him, I don't know who broke up with who. It just looks like she broke up with him. And that'd be a pretty safe assumption to make. She could have expedited who he'd become, an arsonist basically, by just blowing up the relationship or breaking up the relationship. And blowing up, the house blew up, burned down anyway. But yeah, it's one of those things where that's just what it feels like, when you go through a breakup. And I know Jacob, because you've left comments on the channel, so this isn't, private news, but that you've, went through a breakup and it still haunts you. And I get it. Breakups, you don't fully get over them. You can move past them. I mean, because you guys on the channel, I'm pretty open with stuff. But, my divorce was, well, she left 19 years ago, but it took 10 years to finalize the divorce for different reasons. And it sucks. It doesn't pain me any longer. It confuses me. But that's kind of and I just share this with you guys so that you can, if you benefit from it, great. I'm pretty comfortable in my own shoes, even when I'm wearing flip-flops or doing yoga in bare feet. But you don't forget it. You don't. But you move past it. And my yoga teacher once said that, because I'm a certified yoga teacher, and in one of the trainings, Ranjita, who's one of the most beautiful people I've known, said, how do you know when you've forgiven somebody? And different people have different answers, And she said, forgiveness doesn't involve forgetting. Forgiveness is when you remember it, and you can even get to the point of laughing about that part of your life. Not laughing at it, not saying how pathetic it is, but just to the point where humor returns. Like, okay, two people tried something, it didn't work. I played a part in it. She played a part. In my case, she played a part in it. But you forgive him when you can laugh with that person again. And I thought, well, that's an interesting perspective because laughter really does show acceptance. Like when you see two people laughing, they're close in some way. And you can tell the different types of laughter versus like when somebody just told a joke or their colleagues at work. But you could tell when two people like each other and are laughing. There's a difference. So whether or not, that's the barometer, it rarely is, but that's a barometer as to whether or not you've got forgiveness living in your heart is when you can laugh about certain things in the past. And I know I can about things. And even though I'm still confused and there are certain things I look back on and I don't like, but that's this type of song here. But when you burn down a house, you're never going to forget that. Either will the authorities. So it's not recommended, but this reminded me of Miranda Lambert's song and video, Kerosene. It was just from the female side, but in her song, the dude was cheating. And so she decided she's just going to burn the whole thing down. And this is maybe metaphorical where he's just going to blow up the relationship for good and he's moving on. And maybe that wasn't meant to be taken literally, that he was burning the house down. But it sure feels like it, that, you go from being angry because you're fighting for the relationship. How could you do this? To being sort of in denial, to being numb. To then, who knows how everybody handles it differently after that numb stage. where you're just maybe sad, but at some point you do want to get out of it and just say, all right, there's more to life. So, all right, I'm going to rate this. I really like the way he sang that. I don't, it was unique. I mean, that was almost like a one-off type of song. That was just very unique. I mean, all the songs almost in country are about love or heartbreak. Not always. There's drinking and stuff like that, but this really was a fascinating way to depict it. There wasn't a single, no, there was a smile. She smiled in it. He came home and she went and jumped on him, and I think we saw her smile. He didn't smile once. Not from the get-go when he was in the pickup, got out of it, grabbed the gas cans, went in the house, not a single moment, because that is the way he was feeling. So, man, all right. The entire experience on this, and intrigue plays a big part for me. When I'm intrigued and held, interested in where's this going to go, that plays a big part for me because that's good storytelling. And the number that popped into my head was a 9.2. I didn't know if he was going to throw that lighter onto the gas or not. And in the end, I'm thinking maybe he's going to pull back. Like anything could happen in the end. And good storytelling, I mean, it could be like you go down the storyteller leads you down the primrose path, and then it goes in a different direction. But this was pretty linear. It was like he showed up to do a job, burn down the house, and he did. Is that literal? Maybe, maybe not. The way it was shot. That one scene where she looked at him and he was playing guitar and she was putting her makeup on in the bathroom. And so, like, the implication is that this is like his memory of what's going on. And he's not really there, or she's not really there. He's just remembering. But then she turns and looks at him, and then he disappears. So, I mean, there's a whole lot that could be said about that. And that's the thing, too, about songs and videos, where when they're put together well, the people putting it together put months or years of thought into it. And then in 10 minutes, or whatever it is, someone like me comes along, tries to interpret it, and it can be a lot to unpack. But anyway, there you go. All right, Jacob, thank you again, my friend. I hope you guys have a great day. See you on another video, and keep rocking the country.